Hey guys, David here. Welcome to Digital Outlook, where you're going to find the best community in all of crypto. In today's video, we've got some amazing news regarding Ripple post SEC that you're going to want to hear. So guys, without further ado, why don't we get to it? Now, as we all know, one of the biggest things on the minds of most Ripple and XRP holders is, what is the status of this SEC lawsuit against Ripple? And guys, we are seeing a major move in sentiment in that most investors are expressing a major amount of confidence in Ripple's ability to beat the SEC in this suit. Now, here's an article right here basically stating investors are increasingly confident of Ripple's victory over the SEC. Now, what's really cool about this article, I'm just going to page down just a little bit here, is this quote right in here. Now, this is from Stuart Alderati, and it came out on November 3rd of 2022. And Stuart Alderati, if you don't know, is the senior counsel for Ripple in this case. And this is what he's come out and really pointed out in a great way. A dozen, and in fact, it's more than a dozen, it's 14 independent voices, and that's companies, developers, exchanges, public interests, trade associations, retail holders have all been filing in the SEC Ripple case to explain how dangerously wrong the SEC is. Now, what's the SEC's response been? We need more time not to listen or to engage, but to blindly bulldoze on. And that is exactly what you're seeing. And most legal analysts are coming out right now and they're saying, look, it looks like the SEC is going to be decimated in this case. And in fact, just recently, a support of the SEC was to file an amicus brief. And what ended up happening is they filed it in late and it didn't even get out there. And so that means that 14 independent voices filed amicus briefs, and that's what Stuart Alderati is alluding to here, in support of Ripple, and only one came out in support of the SEC. And the one that did come out in support of the SEC has faced a major amount of scrutiny by the legal community for the really weak argument that's being made. And so majority of folks are looking at this saying, hey, look, there was no ICO from Ripple in the first place. And in fact, Ripple actually built up its purse by selling private equity and reaching out to venture capitalists who funded their initial seed money for the corporation. And right now, in fact, what they ended up doing by and by over time since 2013, Ripple has just been making leaps and strides around the globe and have increased their valuation to something in the neighborhood of like $15 billion. And what ended up happening is they actually bought out all the VCs that helped them in the very beginning with the proceeds that they earned from doing business around the world. Not with the sale of XRP, nor did XRP get used as an initial coin offering for them to start up. And this is a major point. Well, as exciting as this article is, and it is really great to read because it does talk about the independent briefs and stuff like that. And it says here, recent developments in the Ripple versus Securities Exchange Commission case appear to have bolstered investor confidence investment products, according to investment data from CoinShares head research James Butterfield. And so you can see that this is having a major impact. But guys, take a look at this right here. Bank of America to partner with Ripple for on-demand liquidity services after the XRP lawsuit finishes. Now, guys, do you think Bank of America would put this out as of today, November 22nd, 2022, if they felt that XRP was going to get designated as a security? Absolutely no way. And why do we know that? Because Ripple's on-demand liquidity utilizes XRP as the bridge asset. And so you've got Bank of America literally coming out saying, hey, once we've got that clarity for XRP, which we're expecting to get, we are head on with Ripple and on-demand liquidity and their services to utilize it for global cross-border payments around the world. And this is a major, major deal. You've got a major US bank flat out telling you they're going to be using Ripple's ODL, and you know they're going to be utilizing XRP in the process, and that is massive. Now, hey, something else that's just come out quite recently is this. Take a look at this article here. Ripple is considering deals for FTX assets, and that's from Brad Garlinghouse. But what's really interesting is this. Brad came out and said that during a call, now he got a call from SBF right before they filed for bankruptcy, asking him to come in and help them out. And basically he said that the two discussed if there were FTX-owned businesses that Ripple would want to own. And he's saying part of my conversation was if he needs liquidity, maybe there's businesses that he has bought or he has that we would want to own, that Ripple would want to have. And we would have bought some of those from him. I definitely think that was on the table. Now, however, Garlinghouse is admitting that now that FTX has filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy in the US, a potential transaction for FTX businesses will be very different than it would have been one-to-one. Well, obviously, because now they're only going to be paying pennies on the dollar for it. But Ripple has a big, big interest in getting in there and actually absorbing some of these assets. And now that might be a big plus for a lot of the folks out there that might be able to see at least some of their losses come back to them after this whole FTX debacle. Now listen, they are not the only ones interested in FTX's assets. Take a look at this. Tron's Justin Sun joins Ripple in eyeing the FTX assets. So there is a big amount of interest there. And I would say this, for those that were actually burned in this whole FTX thing, I'm telling you what, these are good signs for them, because what may end up happening is these assets that FTX holds that are going to be administered by a trustee, perhaps they will get some decent amounts of money that could be used to repay a lot of these creditors. Let's just hope that's what's going to happen. So I want to address something else that this channel, we have talked on it before, but this is probably one of the best examples that I have ever seen of it, and I think it's so great to actually pull this one out. Now, we have talked about how the psychology of the market plays a big, big role in the sentiment in this space, and how folks are manipulated back and forth with information regarding various assets. Well, take a look at this title. Hundreds of millions of XRP moved by whales as the price shows a bullish setup. And you get into the article and you can see down here, you're seeing millions, hundreds of millions of XRP being moved from one wallet over to another wallet. All the while, XRP is really displaying some bullish indicators. So then you take the same exact information. And by the way, take a look at the date, Monday, November 21st, 2022. So now let's take a look at this title. Ripple holders underwater as whales continue to sell XRP. And take a look at the date, November 21st, 2022. Now let's get into this article. In fact, I'm going to read this article down here because I think it's really great. It says larger market uncertainty pulled the global crypto market cap down by almost 2.5%, near the 802 billion mark. XRP, the seventh largest crypto by market capitalization, also felt the larger market heat as its price slid nearly 7% in the last 24 hours. XRP price action has been at the mercy of Ripple's holders and whales as investors await the summary judgment in the Ripple versus SEC lawsuit. Amid larger market uncertainty, XRP price followed the market momentum as most of the top alts followed the lead set by BTC. Then you get down here and it says over the weekend, as larger market blues and Ethereum sells off, pulled down most prices. Ripple continued to grab media attention. On Saturday, CEO Brad Garlinghouse made news headlines after saying Ripple would be interested in acquiring parts of FTX. Guys, you could read down this whole entire article and not once do they mention anything about any whales selling XRP. And yet, here they are taking the exact same news of movement, putting it, slapping a title on there. People see the title, don't read the article, and how disingenuous, really, when you see this kind of stuff. Ripple holders underwater as whales continue to sell XRP, and not anywhere in the article is it talking about the sale of XRP. Now, guys, this brings us to the point of knowing what you hold and not allowing the media narrative to kind of sway you one way or the other, because that's how this market gets manipulated. It's right there. Classic example, if you could ever see one. Both articles taking the exact same information, literally coming out with opposing views completely, and one of them practically lying in the title, because not anywhere in the article is there any suggestion that any whales have sold any XRP. Now, having said all that, if you know what you hold, you know its utility. You can see, where this space is going, and that Ripple is actually building out the infrastructure for central bank digital currencies around the globe. They recently moved into Africa in a big way. They have recently just got a license in Ireland so they can reach the entire EU. They're working on the Digital Pound Foundation, the Digital Dollar Foundation, and hey, right here, you've got the Bank of America literally coming out and telling you, we are going to be using Ripple's on-demand liquidity rails, and with that XRP, once this lawsuit is settled, and I'm telling you guys, if they felt that XRP was going to get designated as a security, that would have never been published. So know what you hold. And my best recommendation is this: go out and do your own research. Find out as much as you possibly can, because I'll tell you why, guys. Do you want to know how these investors right over here are increasing in their confidence regarding Ripple's victory? Because they've gone out there and they have done their due diligence and read through the whole thing and are coming back being more and more confident. And I'm going to share this with you. Look, the answers that you're going to trust the most are the ones you find for yourselves. Absolutely zero doubt. You are going to feel absolutely 1,000 times more confident about the answers that you find for the questions you have when you go out there and you find them for yourself. Now, hey, it's always great to come out and get some affirmation and maybe even some confirmation when you come and watch these YouTube videos. But my suggestion is this, guys: don't rely on it for your absolute assurance, because of this. If things go south and it gets all shaky and it looks like it's getting really bad, like the FTX thing, I'm telling you what, if I can talk you into it, if another YouTuber can talk you into it, then when you get all shaky like that, you're going to listen to somebody else who's going to literally talk you out of it, and you could literally be talked out of your positions that could potentially have a major impact in your life going forward. So guys, that's what I'm trying to tell you here. Know what you hold, know the value of it, know its utility, and just dig yourself into this space and get to know it as best you possibly can. Now guys, this is the video I have for you today, and like always, I truly hope that you enjoyed it. Now, if there's something I left out that you think should be mentioned, drop that down in the comments right there. And of course, if there's something I said that you completely disagree with, will you drop that down in there as well? Open it up to the community and start a discussion. So guys, before you go, I just want to talk a little bit about the coaching that I mentioned there on our live stream on Saturday. So as it turns out, I was getting a bunch of requests for some one-on-one type of coaching to help folks with whatever questions they were having in this space. And so I was thinking about how I might facilitate that. And I came up with a solution where I would be able to handle maybe 25 people from now all the way to the end of December and give them that 1 hour of one-on-one time. And so I mentioned that on the live stream. Now the cost of it is $250 for that 1 hour. And for that 1 hour, no matter where you live in the world, whether you live in the UK, whether you live in South America, whether you live in Germany or France, or even Australia, whatever time works best for you. So if it's like 5 p.m. in Australia and it's 3:30 in the morning here, well, I'll get up and I'll be fresh and I'll be ready to go and give you that Zoom meeting, that one-on-one meeting. Now, I've had a couple of them already, and it sounds like they're very happy with what they were able to get out of it. And it is really something that I'm very pleased to be able to provide the community. Interestingly enough, we started out with 25 on our live stream. I've only got 15 spots left, guys. So if that's something that interests you, there's the email right there. coaching@thedigital.outlook.com, coaching@thedigital.outlook.com, and you write me, let me know your interest, and I will write you back and get back to you. And once we've got it all worked out and ironed out of what you're looking for and all that kind of stuff, we will set up and schedule that Zoom meeting so that we can meet together and we can actually work on what you need worked on, and it can be a positive experience for everybody. That's at least the hope that I have. Well, guys, as you know, I'm not a financial advisor, and this isn't financial advice. But if you found value in it, if you'd hit that like and subscribe, I'd appreciate it. And hey, don't forget to hit that notification bell down there so that you don't miss out on any of the videos that we're uploading. And if you're one of the thousands of people who have been watching these videos, but you haven't yet subscribed, would you do the channel a favor and join this community? We would really love to have you on board. So, in the meantime, and in between time, stay safe, be blessed, and I'll catch you in the next one.